Let's see if I can see my battery life. Okay, let me see. Gonna need these. All right, so today we're gonna make a prototype. I want to make like a drink / remote caddy to go over the arm of a couch. I recently bought a big L-shaped sectional, and I haven't made a coffee table for the whole thing yet. There's just a little round thing in the middle. So if you're on one end of the couch, you can't reach it. So today I'm hoping to make a prototype and test it out, see if it works. We're gonna make the prototype out of plywood, birch plywood, and then probably make 2, 3, 4, 5 versions of it, and then decide which one works the best, and then maybe I'll make the final version out of walnut, if it gets wife approval. Where'd my brush go? I'm going to grab all the 1/4 or 3/4 inch plywood I got. Let's see how many versions we can make. I've only got about an hour in the shop tonight. Who we got on the stream already? Dubalina 22, 220. What's going on? And I'm trying something different with the microphone. For some reason, my mic, after the last phone update, wasn't syncing to the phone with Bluetooth. I got more 3/4 inch down there, but I don't think it's going to be useful. What's up, Gay Drew? No, thanks for the mustache, love. My wife hates it. So it's kind of hard to measure an armrest on a couch because of the cushion. But from what I could tell, 8.5 is the max, and I might be able to squish it down to 8, but eventually that's going to wear out the fabric. So we're going to make this one. Yeah, we'll make this one 8.5 inches wide. So that board would work. Man, that board's warped. That one would work. I'm not gonna be able to go to the lumber yard until Saturday, so I'm trying to maximize. That one's too small. Actually, this right here is the smallest board I got. That would actually work. Hello there. So I'm thinking, how long is this board? 27? And I'm not going to glue to this together. It's a prototype, so I'm just going to use pocket screws. Test it out for a few days, see if it works. That's about how big the armrest is, so it can't be that big. 12 inches is too big. Let's make something just big enough for a cup. A cup or a can. How's the audio? Because the Bluetooth on the microphone wasn't working with the live stream, so I've got the receiver plugged into the phone, but now it's not charging, so I might have to take out the receiver. All right, so you got a decent sized cup holder in 6 inches. But that looks a little funny. What if we make it 8.5? What are you gonna do with the rest of the space though? Let's just make it 6 inches deep, long. All right, let's take it to the table saw. We'll rip it to 8.5 inches. We'll go from there. We'll figure it out. Let's go over here to the table saw. Oh, look, a complete mess. I've been trying to dial in this table saw sled I made, but I got to clean out the table saw because there's a bunch of dust buildup on the angle guide. What do we say, 8.5? I actually have the dial on here pretty dialed in. I'll take you over here. Let me get a little better angle. It's actually the first time I ran this without the riving knife on the back. I had to take it off for the table saw sled. So hopefully you guys don't witness a industrial accident here. What's going on, Manuel? All right. I've got Conan the Destroyer on the TV playing. Now it's 8.5 inches wide. And I think I said we only need about 6 inches for a cup holder. And then a remote caddy can go on the side panel. I'm not liking how that looks already, but it's a prototype, so. I don't know. Let's cover it by an inch. So really, we could make it 5 inches long. I think we'll try that for tonight. Save wood, see how it works. So now we're going to make 3 5-inch cuts at the miter saw. Let me clean up this mess. Done a lot of filming this week. The shop's a mess. See how much battery my phone's got left. 83? Okay, not bad. So we lost 7 minutes, or 7% in 15 minutes. Pencils over here. Gotta grab another block. The top block's limited by the miter saw fence. What's going on, Jerome? How are you, man? Thanks for tuning in. Making a couch cup holder prototype. I think I'll probably go through like 4 or 5 versions of this to see which ones works. And I can't tell if the couch arm is 8.5 inches or 8 because the cushion kind of smushes. So we're starting with 8.5. Ta-da! Magician. All right, now I'm not gonna glue these together. I'm just gonna use pocket holes. That way I can reuse the screws. So let's go over there. See if I can do this without showing the TV. And grab the Craig 720 Pro. I don't know about you, but I can't say the word pro seriously. Pro. I I do have dust collection, but I try not to use it for live videos because it's annoying. Back over here. Hello, Camille. How are you tonight? Thank you for that. This thing is great, but it has 1,000 threads on it. So it takes a second. Now I gotta hope I got pocket screws. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I'm gonna do it this way. So sadly, we're gonna see pocket screws through the top of our cup caddy. But it's a prototype, who cares? I got a few left. I made a custom-built media wall, like an entertainment system, and went through a thing of 500 of these. What am I doing that for? How many do we think? 2 or 3 on each side? I personally think 2 on each side would be fine, but I'm going to make them reusable, so I'm going to go ahead and put 3. If you guys are woodworkers, would you use 2 or 3? I've had this thing for a couple years. I don't think I've ever taken it off the 3/4 inch setting. I might have to change the battery. This thing's about dead. See how we're doing on battery here. Yeah, it's about dead. I think I got another battery that's fully charged. All right. So now we're going to attach the sides like this. And I'm going to assume it fits on the couch. And then the next step will be figure out how to fashion like a faux cup holder. But for now, I want to make sure it's detachable so I can use it for other prototypes instead of reinventing the wheel every time. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But for now, we're done with this. So I gotta find a way to got these little corner clamps from Rockler, they're great. But I don't think I'm going to use these clamps for this. I'm going to go get some F clamps. Be a little quicker. Try to zoom in a little bit for you. Phone keeps sliding. Don't like that. I'm going to run over to the clamp rack real quick. And at this point, this doesn't have to be perfect. It's a prototype. And anytime I'm doing pocket hole screws, I usually set the clutch to like 4 or 5. Just because if you hit a void in this board, it's going to pull the head of the screw right through that void, and your screw head or screw tip's going to stick out the back. Oh, that sucks. That's why I'm not a big fan of pocket screws, but let's back that out and try again. I was trying to do it without a clamp, and it's not working. It slid on me. I can't say that. I do like pocket screws. It's just sometimes they're real wonky when it actually comes to this part. Everything wants to slip a little bit. All right, let's reset here. What the hell? I heard somebody say one time that the finger can feel better than the eye can see. Sounds good. Feels flush. Whatever. We'll do the next one. We'll come back to that one. See if it's still flush. Yeah, it's flush. What's up, Barry? Hello and good evening to you. From Morgantown, West Virginia. Actually, I think you watched me make this paper towel rack. This is from a video game called Fallout. And the last Fallout video game was based in West Virginia. That's why there was a big revival of the song Take Me Home. Tonight I'm making a prototype. So I bought a big L-shaped sectional couch. And it's really hard to, I don't have space for end tables on the ends. So I thought maybe I can make something that slips over the armrest to hold drinks. But I'm try to make 3 or 4 versions of this to see which works the best. And then I'll probably make it out of walnut or something exotic with no metal fasteners. This plywood was pretty warped, so I gotta kind of honky with it to get it to stay flush. All right, at least this one's flush. So we'll insert this screw and then flush out the other side. What's up, Hank Mooresburg? Try putting the square on the inside? Yeah, I could. Well, actually, Actually, I wonder if this would even fit at this point. I got another one here. It might fit. Oh, it barely does. But I already got this one set up. They cleared it by like 1/2 inch, 3/4. So I was asking people earlier, this board is 5 inches wide. Is it 5 inches wide? I used 3 pocket screws. I think 2 would have been fine. Would you have used 3 or 2? And keep in mind, I'm not gluing this together, so I can always reuse the screws. Damn it. Probably slow the drill down. That'll help. Don't need this anymore. So that should fit over the arm of the couch. And I know this wooden coaster I made, well, it's got a chunk missing out of it from dropping it. This one does not, but I know this accommodates a cam. See how big this one is. From edge to edge, it's 3 1/8, 3 1/4. Got this hole saw. Three-inch. Dang it. I was hoping that was like big enough to accommodate this. Oh. I measured the outside diameter of the cup holder. Hello? So yeah, we can use this hole saw. So what I'm thinking now is cut 2 sheets of 3/4 inch plywood, glue them together, fasten them through the bottom, and I'll use this hole saw and see if this will cut through 2 sheets. I know it struggles on my drill press. And I'll probably run out of time tonight because I only got about an hour in the shop, but we'll see when we get done. And then I want to put a remote caddy on the side. Where's my remote? Oh, there it is. That way, you always get your remote and a beverage. A beverage. So let's cut two. We'll cut two of these 5x5. How much battery we got left? We're at 70%. We're good. Head back off. I think we got a smaller sheet of plywood over here. Yeah, I can rip this to 5 inches. Yeah, we'll rip this to 5 inches and then cut two 5-inch chunks off this at the miter saw. It's about 5 inches. Close enough. Make sure the gripper fits through there. Make sure that's high enough. That's locked in. That's a cleaner cut. All right. I love this thing. I got it for sale. It was on sale last year. I think I got it for like $1,000. Got it for myself for a birthday gift. But before I had this, I was just working off of a little contractor craftsman. Oh. Totally worth the money. You've got the benefits of having a big table, but it comes with casters, so you can move it, which is awesome. The fence is a little fidgety, but as long as you keep it calibrated, you're okay. I just recalibrated mine last weekend just to make sure it was still in. But I mean, I built all of these cabinets off that little craftsman contractor table. If I recall correctly, this is already set to 5 inches by coincidence. I came out here, I'm just winging this. I didn't plan anything. a happy accident. This board's really warped too. I think it's about shot. So, I'm trying to make this quick. And I want to make this reusable for the next prototype. So what I think I might do is just add a little bit of wood glue around the outside, clamp it together, and jam screws through the corners. And then when I mount it to the armrest, I can drill through the sides instead of the corners. That way I can at least keep working, cut the hole at the drill. Sounds good. Let's grab the glue. Can hear my kid jumping around upstairs. Tell you what, we'll overhang it like this, clamp it together, put screws through the corners. Fish tasker, what are you working with right now? Hello, Le Brook Del Rey. Sorry if I butchered that. I mean, if you're working with a contractor table, like a little portable thing, it's totally worth it. I think the only thing, if I had to upgrade, would be the fence. But it's still a million times better than the contractor one I had. How long are these? Too long. I don't know if I have the right screws. Yeah, we got some 1-inchers. The DeWalt 10-inch. Is that the one with the fence that's adjustable with the, you know, it's got like a gear? Because that's, how's the fence on that DeWalt? Because that's what, I almost bought that thing. It just seems like a much more controlled rip fence. Or maybe I should ask it this way. What do you not like about it? Because I've seen a lot of people online make some pretty wild stuff with that table saw. My Craftsman, I couldn't even get it properly aligned. Now that I look back, it was probably extremely unsafe. Small, yeah. No, I only have 2 complaints now I think about it. The rib fence gets out of alignment you just got to double check it like anything, right? But right now I'm going to have to go in, and I've got a 3-horsepower dust collector hooked to this thing. And for live videos, I don't turn it on, but sawdust is built up in there to where I can only get the blade to like 89.9 degrees. So I got to go in there and clean out that dust. But that's kind of typical with anything. I had to clean that worm gear off on that Craftsman all the time. Okay, now we're gonna play a game where the hell did I put the drive bit for this thing? Oh, right here. Yeah. I could see that. Plus, with it being that small, like an actual giant sheet of plywood might be dangerous to, you know, the whole thing could tip over. Whoa. Must have hit a void. I'm going to use that hole saw to cut through these two sheets at the drill press. I've got this little Win drill press, which I love. You can cut through 2-inch hard maple with like a 2-inch Forstner, no problem. But if I recall correctly, you put a 3-inch hole saw on that thing and it turns into a struggle bus. So I'll be impressed if we can get through 1.5 inches of plywood without setting it on fire. All right, see if we can get through this. I don't have much longer in the shop tonight. I only got about an hour. Shop vac's in the way. Make sure my button's not being hit. The Delta, Grizzly, and Laguna. Oh, aren't they so tempting? If I recall correctly, the Laguna goes up pretty quick in price too. I've been looking at their band saws. Let me get something to... I don't think I'm going to be able to do this without clamping it down. But really, even if I can just get a little bit started, I can always use the router out the rest in a template bit. But let's just pray for the best. Dude, there's no way I can hold this thing, I don't think. Let's at least find the center, and then I'll figure out a way to clamp it. I can't really see crap in there. That'll do it. All right, that looks pretty close. I'm wondering if I can clamp it like that. No, actually, it's almost reaching. It works. It reaches. Go. Stuck on something. Obviously, I can't tell if that's perfectly centered or not. I wish they could figure out how to cast iron without all those little ridges on the bottom. It might reach. There we go. I don't have any C-clamps. I think I got rid of C-clamps when I was like, I'm never doing brake jobs ever again. I'm done with this. I think I have a C-clamp in my storage unit with all my mechanical repair stuff. All right. Watch this thing struggle. What's going on, Mike? Hello, Armando. Hola. Is that as slow as it goes? You can see it starting to stall out. It's getting real hot. It smells like it's almost on fire. Man, I really don't want to get the router out. Dang it. I mean, we make a little bit of progress every time. Maybe once I get through the first sheet of 3/4 inch. Oh yeah, this thing is way dull. It's all plugged up. See the crap falling off the teeth? It doesn't help that this drill press is way underpowered too. I'm hoping maybe I can get through the first sheet of 1/4 or 3/4 plywood and then slap a Actually, you know what I could do now? I wonder how long the spiral upcut bit is. You can't see it, but it's workable. I don't know if it took the full sheet of 3/4 inch up, but I can definitely get a router bit through there and a template bit. But yeah, I should have probably cleaned this bit. So now I can drill through it, put a template bit in there, and I'll probably call it a night for there at that point because I'm already running over my schedule. Sharpen it, yeah. See if we can zoom in, see how caked up that is. I don't know why this thing ain't cutting. See how much battery I got left. Yeah, we got plenty of battery. All right, we'll slap a Forstner bit in here. You guys hear my kids jumping around? It sounds like somebody just fell through the roof. Oh, so Mike, you just tuned in. But I'm making a prototype for my couch. I've got a L sectional and it's kind of hard to get a night or an end table in one section. So I'm trying to make something that goes over the armrest that'll hold a cup or a glass or a can and the remote. Just something to drape over it. But I'm gonna make some prototypes and see what works, what doesn't work, and then I'll make it out of walnut or something a lot fancier than this. Bring it closer, zoom in. Crap out of the way. See, I can get 2-inch Forstner bits through here, but that hole saw struggles. Just really underpowered. How's the hey Mike? How's the audio now? I'm trying something new with the audio. Is it better than before? Oh no, you're an empty nester? That is sad. I don't cry much, but I'll cry like a baby that day. Is it better than it was? I was using Bluetooth and the mic wasn't really coming through. Today I'm using the receiver. Alright, I'm gonna move you guys over here. But if I use the receiver, I lose the benefit of charging my phone while I stream. Sweet. Hello? I'm live, but it's not facing the door. What's up?
I'm going to bed. I'm going to go get changed. How?
Yeah, okay, buddy. I'll come up here in a little bit and tuck you in, okay?
All right.
Love you.
Love you.
So this is the little armrest draper thingy. Cup holder, remote caddy on the side. It's the plan. Ugh. There's no way to record the router table well with it up against a wall. Should work out. Taking this fence off is kind of a pain in the butt. There we go. Hope that fits through there. Yeah. We're almost there, guys. I don't know if it's going to go much higher without. A little further. A little further. Actually, what I might try to do is put you guys on top of the table so you can look down into the router. I should do it. This might work, this might not work. There we go. It's not bad. All right, let me grab my ear pro. Uh-oh. I want to make sure I got. Yeah, I always forget to clamp that thing in place. Whoa! Too much. I should have used a Forstner bit to hog out most of this. Nah, live and learn. Almost there. Yeah, it's all end grain. Yeah, I should have hogged most of that out with a Forstner bit. But we got it done. Where'd my doogie go? All right, so this is actually really big and clunky for like a can or a bottle or a glass holder. But I want to make it to where I can remove it and put it on the next prototype. I didn't even glue this together. That way I can reuse the pocket screws. So I'm gonna wrap it up here tonight. I'm already over time. Tomorrow I'll fasten it through the bottom. Leave it on the couch, use it for a little bit, see how it works. Appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. You get to watch my dumb butt fumble my way through the shop. And so you just watch me do this. You know, get up and do it yourself. If I can do it, you can do it. Have a good night, everybody.